Hello, everyone. Thanks for dropping in. You have reached Positive Vibes with Aeriol, healing body, mind, and soul. Brought to you by BodyMindSoul.tv and Media Network. Today, I have the good fortune and privilege to be here with my newfound friend, Abbey Daw, who I met through the Speaker Talent Search. I think you're going to want to lean in and hear about her magic breath work. She's all about embodiment and making sure that people are clear and present in their bodies, healing body, mind, and soul, as it were. So she's the perfect guest. So let's give a warm welcome to Abbey Daw.
Thank you so much for having me on your podcast. It's a pleasure.
Fantastic. So tell us, Abbey, a little bit about your work and how you got started doing the work that you do with breath work and yoga and all of the holistic modalities that you incorporate into your work.
All right. Yes, I started on this path in 1999. So a long time ago, when yoga wasn't really something that people knew a whole lot about. It was just coming into the Western United States. And there was just a handful of studios that I even knew about. And I was this athlete that was, in a lot of sense, broken. I was running a lot of marathons. I felt really inflamed in my body. I felt irritable. I wasn't my authentic self. And so when I found the yoga mat, it was on accident. My mat started to just slowly heal this connection that I had to my body. So my auntie at the time just said, "Hey, do you want to go to yoga class with me?" And I did that, and the rest is history. So what it actually did was it brought me back home to myself. It made it so that I could unravel all of the things that were just told to me, hand fed to me, things that I didn't align with, and it helped me truly find my voice. So I taught for 18 years with some of the most well-known, world-renowned yoga masters in the country and even in the world. I traveled a lot. And then I kind of broke away from this guru student mentality that was also harmful to me in a sense. And during the pandemic, I was in a new phase of my life, and I was in a lot of change. In the midst of change, everything was falling out from underneath me, honestly. And I was like very curious about how breath work and meditation beyond the physical part of yoga could help me during these times. And it ended up becoming a business. So it transformed me. I was breathing daily for 22 minutes a day, 180 days straight without, like, I was very consistent with that. And through that, I was able to really understand what it meant for myself to be embodied. And it called in a lot of amazing things into my life. And so I created a course based off of my own personal transformation, which now a year later, I have it at one time like 60 women in the course. So it's been a huge, incredible, accidental, honestly, business that happened upon me because of my own personal work.
Mm. Now, I have to share a little bit about I love that you're saying this, and I love that breath work is what brought you back. And I have to tell you, in 2018, I had a vision to turn inward and even though I was doing a lot of public speaking and out and about and all kinds of things, and of course I'm a metaphysical teacher, so everything has to do with mysticism, energy, and the voice, right? But I knew for myself that breath work was really important because I was noticing how much in my performing and my speaking, my breath wasn't really connected, right? And I teach public speaking and voice, so I really know this, right? And you can make it look like your breath is connected, or you can make it look like you're doing a good job, but really having it all congruent. So I knew in my performing, in my singing, that I was pushing and kind of putting on the show, and my breath wasn't completely connected because I had a very rigorous performance schedule, and and everything was going great, but I knew inside of me that I wasn't using my voice and the mechanism the way it was designed to work, and I was using different muscles to make it all work. Long story short, so I spent about a year doing even more intense meditation and breath work. I use a float tank. I have a regular practice of floating, and I've done that for many years on a weekly basis to get a real deep dive and to reset myself. But what I found is then the breath work then led to more body work when I had always been coming through from things being a spiritual teacher and energy worker, from what you just told, like the things that you're taught and the things that you intellectually but it's a very different thing to be embodied. And I had a moment almost like you were talking about. I started going to Pilates. Now I'm a Pilates newbie. I've done yoga for years, and I didn't have a really good physical practice. I meditate, but I told my instructor, I'm a newbie. I've got maybe like 15 classes under my belt, 15 hours or something like that. But I told my instructor, I'm like, yes, finally, worshiping at the church of the self. Right? And it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about all those little muscles and those little things and connecting the breath. So I kind of had my own little aha moment and just really noticing how disconnected. And so it felt great to calibrate my energy back into the the physical energetic system, and for me, I keep trying to reframe COVID and the shutdown and being put inside. And remind you, I'm like, I need to breathe more in self-care. And then and I was a little bit ahead of the curve. I always tend to do that. I get the memo a little bit ahead of time, and then it becomes the fad. But I love the work that you're up to. And I love you taking your experience from the physical practice and then restarting it from the beginning, from the breath. That's just ingenious. Your guides and your intuition are right on track, right?
Yes.
What should we so what do you think is the most important part? I mean, obviously we need to get all these things calibrated together, but where do you think that people should start in this process? Because it sounds like, everybody comes from a different level, but how to integrate?
So that's a really good question, because a lot of people are very intimidated by anything meditation, breath work, spiritual. And I tell people, I want to create something for you that you can feel like, oh, I'm a busy CEO, or I'm this tired housewife that has a bunch of kids, or I am just always on the go. It doesn't matter. Or I'm suffering from depression and anxiety, or whatever it is in your life. I tell people it's just 5 minutes. Even if you just start super small, very bite-sized meditation practice, go into your closet, shut the door, close your eyes, set your phone timer for 5 minutes. And if that's all you can do that entire day, that is a win. I think people think, oh, well, I have to go in and get into this big elaborate thing where I have all these crystals around me and I have all the dramatics around meditation. And it doesn't have to be like that. Your practice can grow from a little seed into whatever you want it to be. So I would just tell most people who aren't just in this world already, haven't been practicing yoga and meditation for all these years, to just say, okay, I'm going to take 5 minutes. I'm going to go and close my eyes, and I'm going to just drop in and say hello to my body. Maybe do a little body scan, check in with your feet, check in with your legs, check in with your upper body, your heart. And if you can tell yourself I just need to be consistent. So it's not about perfection. It's about
Amen.
just,
Yes.
yes, it's about, okay, I did it on Monday, but I didn't quite get to it on Tuesday because I had this. I'll pick it back up again on Wednesday. And soon enough, I call it the meditation or karmic bank, where you start building a bank account of how many times you do it. And then say, like, you have something in your life that happens and you have to go and be offline for a moment and help others. You have this karmic bank to tap into, that you're like, okay, I've already created this foundation. So I think just getting out of this whole idea that, oh, I have to do it perfectly, I have to do it for 20 minutes a day for it to work, and all these things that people tell you, it's not true. So that's what I would say.
I love that. I love that. And I tell a lot of my clients, when you're learning to ground or learning like basic energy or meditation skills, or let's just call them mindfulness or awareness, these are all,
Mm-hmm.
um, or even a state of prayer or a heightened awareness, however you want to call these things. Um, make the commitment to yourself. Don't
Mm-hmm.
break a commitment to yourself, right?
No.
And marry it with something that you already do every day. I'm telling you, I do a lot of clearing and meditating in the shower. And when I was a real newbie, 20, well, maybe closer to 30 years ago. I'm a little older. So when I was a real newbie, what I would do, I remember, because when I was training for my Reiki master teacher training many years ago, I I was really trying to get my 21, I was trying to do my 21 days of meditation, and I was really having a hard time because I am very active, high energy person. So, and Gemini rising, a lot of
Okay.
in the head stuff. So it was important to me, even though I was a Taurus, but I should be grounded. But I would just listen to this guided meditation, and pretty soon I would find out I was folding towels, right? Or folding sheets for my clients the next day, massage therapist, right? Or I would find myself like, oh, suddenly I'm washing the dishes. I'm like, I'm in meditation, and now I would. So I just, it's partly how my floating practice came about. I would sequester myself to the tub because I couldn't get out, and I would set the timer, literally like a kitchen timer. It's before digital phones and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry to say, but I had a little kitchen timer. Set it for 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, like you said, a baby step, because I kept getting up and walking around. I couldn't do the, you know and I would be far too distracted to be in a group meditation class. I think that I would have drove everybody crazy. So I mean, that's 30 years ago now. Today it's a different story. But just to let everybody know that it takes practice. It takes a while, and everybody has a different skill set. But yeah, marrying it with something that you already do, or setting yourself up for success. And like Abby says, make the commitment and start putting karmic coins in your piggy
Yes.
bank. Start putting karmic banks in your piggy bank, because it's your piggy bank. It's your commitment to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
right? And if it's only 5 minutes, like 2 minutes, even like
Two
30
even.
seconds, even if you can go, oh, I thought about it. Yes, right? And whatever it is.
Totally.
I think Abby will back me up on this. Um, so
Yes,
Abby,
I will.
so Abby, now are you offering things online for people? Can our audience get to you if they would like some assistance with their breath work and their meditation practice?
Absolutely. I have such a passion for this work. I believe this is one of the things that is Mother Earth is calling us to do, is to get back into the stillness and get out. It's kind of like the death of the ego in a way. And
Yeah.
not completely, but a balancing of more of a feminine and embodiment energy that we're missing, and that the world is craving for these women and men to step into their power and their embodiment. But I want to lead anyone that is willing and wants to move into this experience of embodiment, because it's not an easy it takes courage to go in the body. It really does. It takes courage to get out of living in the head and living for the to-do list and to move into your body and to call in joy, actually. So I have a website. It's just Abbey Daw, Abbey Daw, DAW. And you can just go to abbeydaw.com. I have courses. I have, you can sign up for a free consultation with me on my website. We can talk about your goals. I lead an all women's embodiment course for 10 modules every 10 weeks. And that's free to anyone, or not free, so, excuse me. It's for anybody to come and experience. I have people from all around the country in this course. So I have people in Canada, I have people in Nashville, I have people in California, I have people in North Carolina. So it's been such a beautiful way to connect not only to yourself and to learn how to meditate, but also to even connect to other people and have a community, which is a lot of us that we need something like that right now.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with you, Abby. It is, the divine feminine is coming on the planet, but it's not all about the divine. We do need to find that balance, as Abby has said. I
Yeah.
love the work that she's up to, everybody. Make sure to go to her website, and we'll have that in the show notes. Don't forget the E. It's ABBEYDAW.com for Abby. Now, Abby, what's a super tip that you can leave our audience with today that they can do right now to start putting themselves first in their self-care practice?
So I get up 5 minutes earlier every day. I have a kid. I'm a single mother. I'm busy just like you. I have my own business. I run a million different directions. This is what you can do for yourself. You can get up 5 minutes earlier, set your alarm for 5 minutes earlier. I go out on my deck and I do yoga sun salutations and I say, thank you for allowing me to be alive today. I put my feet on the ground and I feel the energy of the earth run through my body. This is before I look at my phone. This is before I make coffee or whatever, tea. And I have a moment with what, in my spirit, with the world. And I say, thank you for, and that's simple. It takes me 5 minutes. And then I feel like I start my day off from a really great place.
That's wonderful. 5 minutes, people. Soak
Earlier.
in the sunlight. Soak in the sunlight. Wake up your body. Connect to your spirit. And most of all, if you'd love some help with doing this for yourself, connect with Abbey Daw. Abby, it is a pleasure to be with a like-minded soul and somebody that's so passionate about helping people and evolving the consciousness on the planet at this time. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for taking some time out of your busy schedule to help us out here at Body, Mind, and Soul TV. So thanks a lot, Abby.
Thank you so much.
All right, everybody, that's going to be a wrap. If you'd love to reach out to Abby, don't forget to look at the links down below. You can get to her on social media and at her website, abbeydaw.com. Until next time, this is Aeriol Ascher, and wishing you happy healing.